Welcome back to my top 5 here on NBA Uprise. I'm Eric Brandt. Today's video will be my top 5 underrated moves of this offseason. Now, it's debatable, some moves, whether they were under the radar, or underrated, or didn't get talked about enough. So feel free to include ones that I didn't down in the comments below, or if you have, if you want to question why I included certain ones on my list. Love to have this be interactive, so give your top 5 under the radar moves this offseason as well, and let's have some fun with this. But yeah, very debatable. Obviously, trades like Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell don't qualify to me as underrated moves. It's more just ones that weren't really talked about a ton at the time, but I still think are going to pay big dividends for teams this season. Here are my top 5 underrated moves of the offseason. At number 5, I have the Los Angeles Lakers signing a pair of centers in Thomas Bryant and Damian Jones. Overall, I didn't like the Lakers offseason at all. Quite frankly, it was terrible. But if we're strictly talking about the center position, I feel like Bryant and Jones is kind of an underrated upgrade over DeAndre Jordan and Dwight Howard, simply for the fact that both of them have shown the ability to knock down threes and space the floor. They're not afraid to take jump shots if open, and with Jordan and Howard, that was never the case. They could not shoot the ball, or would not shoot the ball, if they were not near the rim, and both of them can make free throws as well, so you don't have to worry about them getting fouled and things like that. The reason why Bryant was so cheap is he's only played 37 games the last 2 seasons, so there is some concern on whether he can get back to the player he was prior to that. But this is a guy who was pretty much a plug-and-play player. He fits in just about any kind of offense and defense. He's not a great defender, but he's not terrible either. He's just real solid on that end. And then also the ability to shoot the three, like I said, that he had 2 seasons in the past, albeit with small sample sizes, that he shot over 40% from 3 on over 2 attempts a game. So just that threat, like I said, of being able to space the floor and open up the key for some of their penetrators like LeBron, that should pay off for the Lakers. When it comes to Damian Jones, he's a guy who has bounced around the league a little bit, but has, when taking them, shown the ability to hit a 3 occasionally. And just that threat, like I said, of being able to knock down those shots helps an offense. And then I also believe that he has a little bit of hidden playmaking ability. He's shown a couple flashes of throwing some really nice passes, hitting cutters on the run and things like that. So if a team like the Lakers can develop that ability, I think you could find some hidden potential there. And then also he's a really solid defender. This won't be anything game-changing for the Lakers or anything like that, but I think having a couple of centers that provide stability and are just really nice, solid pieces will be good for them this season. At number 4, I have the Golden State Warriors signing Donte DiVincenzo. The Warriors are a team that quietly lost a lot of rotational depth this offseason. Bielitsa, Juan Toscano Anderson, Gary Payton II, Otto Porter Jr., and Damian Lee all found new homes. They did sign JaMychal Green as well, and also you figured some of their younger players will take a step up to help that lack of depth. But getting a guy like DiVincenzo, I think, will really be key. I think he'll have a resurgence there like several players have. I think his skill set matches perfectly for what the Warriors like to do. For DiVincenzo to work out fully, he's going to have to shoot better than he has in his career so far. That's one thing he was supposed to be in the NBA, was a good shooter. Hasn't really panned out yet, but if anyone can fix that, the Warriors offense generates a lot of good open threes, and so you would figure that percentage should go up for him. But the main reason he's such a perfect fit for this Golden State offense is when he was on the Kings for 25 games last year after the trade, he showed an ability that he hadn't really shown much of in previous years, and that's to pass the basketball. And in the free-flowing passing offense of the Golden State Warriors, I think he showed that he would be a good fit in there. And just smart passer, smart player, and if he can do that in a system that's more suited towards his needs, I think he'll finally show why he was a first-round draft pick a few years back. I also think he's a slightly better defender than he gets credit for. He's still not a great defender either, but within the context of a good defensive team-oriented defense like the Warriors do, I think having solid defenders, they can play a little bit above their ability in that regard too. So yeah, just a nice pickup for the Warriors, and I think we'll be looking at that as the signing, like how did this guy get signed for so cheap with the Warriors by the end of the season. At number 3, I have the Brooklyn Nets trading for Royce O'Neal from the Utah Jazz. At the time of this trade, I was baffled as to what the Nets were doing, giving up a first-round pick for a role player, especially considering KD and Kyrie wanted out at the time. But flash forward a few months, and here we are. KD and Kyrie are still on the team, and adding a 3-and-D specialist like Royce O'Neal, who is a great point-of-attack defender on the perimeter and can knock down threes at an over 38% clip consistently. It's just a really good fit for this team, and now that they are going for it again and aren't rebuilding necessarily, they should be really good, and Royce O'Neal was a great move now that they kept those guys. It won't make sense if they end up trading Kyrie and KD and they don't make a run or anything like that. It could still be a bad move, but for the team that's assembled at this moment, I feel like Royce O'Neal is a good fit for them. At number 2, I have the Memphis Grizzlies re-signing Tyus Jones. Having already traded DeAnthony Melton earlier in the offseason, re-signing Tyus Jones in free agency was a must. He was an unrestricted free agent, which means he could have signed with any team, and losing him would have been a disaster. He's one of the better backup point guards in the league. In 23 games without Ja last year, he averaged 12.7 points and 6.6 assists. Getting him back for 2 more seasons was a really good move, and I think they're very happy that they have him back. And yeah, just one of those things where if you don't re-sign him, what the heck are you going to do? So that's why I have it so high on here. Is just it was a key move in the offseason. Normally you wouldn't think re-signing your own free agent matters that much, but they really needed a good backup behind Ja, and they continue to have one. And at number 1, we have the Denver Nuggets signing Bruce Brown. Along with the addition of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, adding one of the most versatile and best defenders in the league in Bruce Brown will be just huge for this Denver Nuggets team. Brown is a player who can guard multiple positions. He does a lot of things to help teams win ball games, and he's going to make that defense so much better. I think they're going to be really good offensively with the return of Jamal Murray, and Michael Porter Jr. plays it all. They have the offense covered. So defense has been an issue at times, but when you add guys like Bruce Brown, it helps your defense out tremendously, and he's a real good fit. He doesn't take a lot of threes, but he did shoot 40% from 3 last year. Like I said, again, small sample size, but just the ability to space the floor a little bit. He's a decent finisher around the rim if given a chance. And yeah, I think it's just going to make this defense really tough. And now they have 2 guys in him and KCP that can get after wings and just add an element that they haven't really had in the past. Aaron Gordon is a pretty good perimeter defender as well. But just to have more of those guys who can guard multiple positions will really help transform this team. That was my top 5 under the radar moves this offseason. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have additions to my list or want to give your own top 5, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to read what your underrated moves of the offseason were. And thank you so much for watching. Until the next My Top 5, I'll see you later.